Currently, submarines are in service with 39 countries worldwide. 6 of these possess nuclear-powered submarine fleets, and 3 more are constructing their first nuclear submarines. However, the largest underwater vessels are owned by Russia and the United States. Modern nuclear-powered submarines, or SBNS strategic submarine ballistic missile carriers, are heavily armed strategic missile cruisers with nuclear armaments on board. In this installment, we will explore the interior of the world's most powerful submarine. The largest SBNS in the world are American Ohio-class submarines and Russian Project 941 Typhoon-class submarines. Among them, the TK-208 Dmitry Donskoy is the most well-known. This submarine cruiser set numerous world records, including weapon power, length, displacement, and silent running capabilities. The Project 941 Typhoon-class SBNS were developed at the Rubin Design Bureau in St. Petersburg under the leadership of Sergei Kovalyov. The first Typhoon-class submarine was laid down at the Sebmash shipyard in 1976, commissioned in 1980, and it is currently the only one in service with the Russian Navy. These submarines are the longest in the world, with the Dmitry Donskoy measuring 172 meters in length, roughly the length of almost 2 football fields. The height from the keel to the top is approximately 26 meters. TK-208 has a displacement of around 48,000 tons, equivalent to more than 19 Olympic swimming pools filled to the brim. The submarine is powered by 2 650 nuclear reactors, each generating 190 MW of thermal power. Such an amount of energy on land would require about 2 million solar panels, each with a capacity of 200 watts. The submarine is equipped with 2 turbines, each delivering 50,000 horsepower. Its maximum submerged speed is 27 knots. Imagine a 9-story building racing through the water at 50 km/h. On the surface, it reaches a speed of 22 knots. In 1986, the Typhoon-class submarine made it into the Guinness World Records for its unique design. It's essentially a catamaran with 2 sturdy hulls, between which 20 missile launch tubes for intercontinental ballistic missiles are housed. In front of the enclosure are extendable devices positioned between the 2 hulls. The entire structure is encased in a lightweight outer hull, as is common in submarine construction. Inside, there is also room for 3 sturdy capsules, the control modules with the central post, the torpedo compartment in the bow, and the mechanical compartment in the stern. Placing 3 functional and isolated compartments in the space between the main hulls has increased fire safety. To reduce noise, the hull is covered with a special rubber coating, weighing 800 tons. The submarine can blend so well with the ocean that whales and orcas often mistake it for one of their own, providing additional camouflage. Dmitry Donskoy is adapted for operations in the northern latitudes of the Arctic. The submarine can autonomously perform tactical maneuvers in ice and under ice. It can break through ice up to 2 meters thick, unlike the American Ohio-class submarines, which are not designed for cold waters. The size of the underwater cruiser is determined by the dimensions of its new 3-stage intercontinental ballistic missiles, with which it is armed. Compared to the American counterparts, these R-39 type missiles have better flight range characteristics, with a range of 8,300 km. This means they can reach the equator directly from the North Pole. The giant warheads weigh 90 tons, are 16 meters long, and have a diameter of 5 meters. In addition to the ballistic missiles, Dmitry Donskoy is armed with 20 torpedo tubes, including 4 of 21-inch and 2 of 26-inch sizes. Its anti-aircraft defense consists of 8 manpads man-portable air defense systems sets and Glaminus 1. The submarine's construction is unique, and so far, no one has been able to replicate it. Some experts believe that it is visually reminiscent of a slightly flattened French baguette. Inside, it consists of 2 parallel cigar-shaped cylinders with a diameter of 10 meters, interconnected by 3 passages between compartments. It can be thought of as having 2 submarines in one enormous hull because everything is duplicated in each cylinder, including reactors, turbines, and cabins. Thanks to this structure, the submarine's chances of survival are minimal if 1/2 of the ship fails. The submarine can still carry out its mission and return home using the other half. There are a total of 19 watertight compartments, and 2 floating rescue chambers designed for the entire crew are located at the base of the conning tower. The submarine's crew consists of 160 people, including 52 officers. Control of the ship, when it is in the surface position, is carried out from the conning tower. Inside the conning tower, various retractable devices, radio equipment, antennas, and periscopes are located. Below the main control post, the management of the ship's movement for missile and torpedo firing takes place. To many people, the interior of a submarine is thought of as a complex system of valves, pipelines, and instruments, and that's true to an extent. However, part of the living quarters of the crew resemble sleeping cars on a train, with long corridors, sliding doors, and plastic finishes. Descending from the ladder of the residential section, the first area you enter is the relaxation zone. Submariners refer to this room as the psychological relief zone. Here, there are comfortable rocking chairs where you can watch your favorite movies. An old-fashioned tube television set, specially designed for submarines, is still preserved. There are also flowers and an aquarium with fish. Beyond the psychological relief zone is the gym, and a bit further, there is a sauna with a steam room and shower facilities. Dmitry Donskoy was designed for service in the north, so the water used is icy, perfect for a refreshing plunge after the sauna. For security reasons, the electrical sauna heater doesn't heat the water directly. To explore the crew's cabins, the company mess, and other rooms, you have to pass through a series of living compartments and corridors. The command staff and the commanders of combat units live in single cabins, while junior officers share 2 to a cabin. The enlisted personnel live 4 to a cabin. The layout is somewhat reminiscent of a train, especially with the upper bunks resembling train berths. However, it's much more comfortable, with writing desks, clothing lockers, and sinks. Above each sleeping place, there is an SCBA self-contained breathing apparatus for respiratory and visual protection in case of hazardous chemical substances in the compartments. The iodine station, which greatly resembles a museum, is found in the same compartment. This is not a mistake. In the late 2000s, with the support of the Chila Museum Reserve Kulikovo Field, a permanent exhibition was established on the ship. A nearly invisible door in the company mess leads to the crew's galley and the galley block, commonly known as the Kambas in naval slang. Professional cooks prepare the meals here, and they regularly undergo training. In the daily diet of a sailor, you can find chocolate, red wine, red caviar, or red fish. Holidays are also celebrated by the submariners. For each birthday celebrant, the ship's cook bakes a cake that is presented in the central command post by the ship's commander. A separate corridor leads to the commander's lounge and his cabin, and that's the extent of the tour inside the world's most powerful nuclear submarine. Unauthorized access to strategically important compartments is strictly prohibited. The uniqueness of the Dmitry Donskoy submarine lies in the fact that it is known worldwide. Its image has been used in many Western action movies, books, and documentaries. American journalist Marco Descopos assessed the deadly capabilities of Dmitry Donskoy, calling it a doomsday machine. What do you think? Is it worth spending significant funds from the state budget on building such machines?
Problem solved, sir. Smoke generator started. Enemy submarine spotted. Smoke screen set. Victory is in sight. Victory is in sight. Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.